Hello there. Today we're going to be talking about earbuds and specifically open earbuds, the kind that don't block your ear canal so that you can hear the things that are going on around you. I've been a big fan of these kinds of earphones, ear devices for the past few years. And I'm going to be talking today about a device from Shokz, the Open Run device, Open Run earphones. I'm going to talk about a new device from Bose, the Bose Ultra Open. And I'm going to be talking about a device from Huawei, which is the Huawei FreeClips, I believe. FreeClip, yeah, let's see. So at any rate, the latter two have just come out. The Bose just came out a few weeks ago. The FreeClip, as far as I know, just came out. But for the last few years, since CES in 2019, my go-to has been these Shokz. Used to be called Aftershocks, but the Shokz Open Run Pro is what I have been using for the last few years, and I really love these devices. I mean, this is part of my everyday wardrobe. They go on easily. They stay on. I don't have to worry about them moving around. They work well. I'm usually going around, taking and making phone calls and doing listening to podcasts. I do a lot of listening to podcasts and audiobooks and just a little bit of music. I don't typically listen to music when I'm moving around. But these are great devices. And like I say, I have found them indispensable and really great. And I think, they go for somewhere between $100 and $200 now. Really great. But I was on a trip a couple weeks ago, and I was in Portugal, and I was flipping around on the web, and I saw information about these Bose Ultra Open earbuds, and the people who reviewed them seemed to like them. Now, let me say, again, even though I really like these Open Run Pros from Shokz, they are not perfect. Okay, the sound quality for music, for sure, is not great. And one of my main complaints with these is if I am outside, I'm walking and it's windy, or I'm riding my bike. If I'm placing a call, if I'm on a phone call with people, the sound quality kind of goes down, especially if it's windy. People find it very hard to understand what I'm saying. So, as I say, they're not perfect, but as imperfect, even though they're imperfect, all around they're great. And this is a basic tool in my toolbox, in my everyday wardrobe. But as I say, I heard about these Bose Ultra Open earphones when I was away in Portugal a couple weeks ago, and even while I was there, I ordered them. From Amazon to arrive at my home and to be there by the time I got back. Well, while I was in Portugal, I also saw information about the Huawei FreeClips. Similar kind of device. Now, these devices are different from the Aftershocks in that the Aftershocks are bone-conduction headphones, and they place a transducer that's kind of like in front of your ear, and they conduct through the bone, and that's how they get there. Both the Bose Ultra Open and the Huawei FreeClips, they clip on your ear, kind of like earrings, and they have a small transducer that actually goes in your ear canal. It doesn't block your ear canal, but it's like a really small speaker that's just playing directly into your ear. And the advantage of these devices is that you don't have something going around the back of your head like you do with the Shokz device. And there are other devices, including open ear devices, that clip over your ear also. And these devices, both the AfterShokz and these other kinds of devices that clip over your ear, if you wear glasses, like you can see I do right now, they can interfere with the glasses and make it a little harder to put on. So I like the idea of these Bose headphones, Bose Bose earbuds, and the Huawei earbuds, because there's nothing that goes over your ear. They just kind of go in your ear like earrings, and they don't look bad either. And so I figured, hey, let me try out. I ordered, as I say, the Bose, and I also went looking in Portugal for the FreeClip, because in the U.S. Huawei stuff is not really available. And it wasn't available on Amazon because, in effect, Huawei has pretty much been eliminated from the U.S. They can't sell their phones and their telecommunications equipment in the U.S., and that pretty much makes their other stuff not available in the U.S. as well. So while I was in Portugal, I went to a few places looking for these Huawei FreeClips there. Wasn't able to find them there either. If Huawei is effectively also eliminated from Portugal. So when I got home, I got these Bose devices, and you can see them here in the case. And you have two different buds, and they kind of go one part, this part here, and you can see on the other reviews. I'm sure there's a lot of reviews online. One part goes behind your ear, like so, and the other part goes in the ear. And so it kind of sits like that, right? And you have one on each side. And I got these devices, and I immediately set them up. They weren't hard to set up. And I started using them. I started testing them out. And what I found was that the audio quality is actually better than the audio quality on my Shokz headphones, right? The bone-conducting headphones. The audio quality is significantly better than it is on the Shokz. Now, people have said that the audio quality is not as good as what you get on, the in-ear buds, like the Apple devices and devices from a lot of people, where they go in, they close off your ear canal, you get better audio quality with those. I don't care about that, because I'm not looking for the best audio quality with something that is an open device where I can hear everything else going on around me. That's the priority for me. I don't want to close off the world, and I want to be able to hear what's going on around me. I want the audio quality to be good, but it doesn't need to be great. People have also said you can't use these open earbuds on a plane because they don't do noise cancellation and all that kind of stuff. Well, I have a set of Sony XM1000 WH1000 XM4s, right? Headphones, right? Noise canceling headphones. And when I get on the plane, I have been taking my Shokz off. I put them in the headphone case and close that up, and I put my headphones on. When I get where I'm going, I put the headphones back in the case, I put my Shokz on. So I'm not trying to make my earbuds be the solution for when I'm on the plane. I have a better solution, which is the Sony WH1000 XM4s. Okay, so what I found with the Bose, though, the Bose Ultra Open, is that they're not something I'm going to use going forward. I'm going to send them back. And the reason that I'm going to return them to Amazon is that even though the audio quality is good, the functionality of these earbuds is not particularly good. The placing and receiving calls, they have a nice button there on each of the earbuds for controlling the devices and playing music and stopping music, answering and answering calls and ending calls, that sort of thing. But what I have found is that the main problem that I had with these Bose Ultra Opens is that if I was walking around in town, and again, it's a little windy, I'm walking around outside, I was on a call, on 3 different calls, and my speech was pretty much unintelligible to the person on the other end. And I had to just go off of the earbuds and talk to the folks on the phone directly. That is not as big a problem with the Shokz. I can generally make and receive calls pretty well and walking around town, this kind of thing. So that pretty much was a deal breaker for me on the Bose, especially since the Bose Ultra Opens cost $300, right? When I'm paying that much for a set of earbuds, they better be good. At least they better function. Another thing I found, as I mentioned the controls, if you hold down the button, you're supposed to be able to place a call with your audio, with your phone assistant, with your assistant application like Siri. And on the Shokz, you hold that button down and you'll get a little beep indicating, okay, it's time for you to say, call so-and-so, right? On the Bose, you don't get any indication when you hold that button down that it's time to give the command. You just have to hold it a little bit and then go ahead and give the command. It doesn't seem like a finished product. Another thing I noticed was that, there's a standard mode and there's an immersion mode on the Bose, a richer mode where the battery life in that second mode is actually shorter. But at any rate, the phone would switch briefly from the standard mode to the immersion mode without me doing anything. And it just sounded weird. I had volume level fluctuations on the thing, just walking around. And so even though these devices, they've gotten some good reviews online. Some people say they're the best earbuds and Apple is in trouble and all this kind of stuff. I find that to be not true. These devices, the Bose, are not ready for prime time. Well, when I got back from Portugal, I ordered the Huawei FreeClips from Alibaba. What is it? I forget the name of the thing. But anyway, from Alibaba, their store. And they came in about a week and a half, which was pretty good. And so I got the FreeClips today. And again, the FreeClips are similar design to the Bose. They have a part which is like a comfort bean, they call it, goes behind your ear, and then the device that actually plays the audio that goes in your ear. So you put the comfort bean behind, and you put this other part in your ear, and that's kind of what it looks like. I don't know if you can see that. Doesn't look bad. It looks like an earring or something. Well, I'll tell you what. I found that the audio quality on these is actually better than the Bose. And another thing, the volume level, which I've neglected to say before, which was inadequate on the Bose in a kind of a noisy situation, the volume level is significantly higher on the Huawei FreeClips, okay? And then it has a couple of other advantages. You put these things in the case, there's no left and right. You don't have to worry about left and right as you do on the Bose. It knows what side each of these clips is on. So that's the side that you put it on your ear, right? But it doesn't matter what side you put it on when it goes in. It encodes it as left or right depending on what side you put it on. I don't really care about wireless charging for the case, but the Huawei, you can wirelessly charge the case. The Bose does not wirelessly charge the case, and I heard people complaining about that. So here's my verdict on this situation. The Huawei so far, and I just got these today, and I just started using them today, and I did place a couple calls, and the audio quality was great coming in, and on the other end, people could hear me just fine. My verdict is, as I mentioned before, the Bose is being returned to Amazon tomorrow, I'm sorry to say. I'm not sorry, that's just the way it is. The Huawei, I'm going to keep because they perform really well. They sound good. I think they're going to be useful. One thing that I don't like about the Huawei is that there's no volume control ability on the device. I think that's something they could probably add later in software, but maybe. But that's not a deal breaker for me, that there's not audio control on the device. But overall, it works really well, and the app seems to work well. And this seems like a really solid, finished product. But I'm not getting rid of my Shokz either. If I'm going on a bike ride, or if I'm going to be in a situation where, I'm going to be potentially moving around a lot and maybe in where one of the things I don't like about earbuds is you got two separate things and they're small and you could potentially have one fall out and not even know about it. And by the way, when you have these Huawei devices on, after 5 minutes, you don't even know they're on. They're that light and that comfortable. You don't know they're there. So it's possible to get in a situation where, you forget, something happens, somebody hits you in the head, whatever, and you lose one of these things. So I can see there are going to be some situations still where I want to use these Shokz. If my head is going to be all sweaty or something, I'm just going to be worried about, losing one of these little earbuds. I can see wearing my Shokz. I like these devices. I can control the volume right on this device. I don't have to worry about this device falling off my head. I can place calls and answer calls easily with this device. So I think probably the way I see it right now, on a day-to-day basis, I'm probably going to be using these Huawei FreeClips a lot. But there are probably going to be some situations where I still want to use my Shokz. Check in with me in a few months, and I'll tell you how that turned out, because we're at the beginning of this little journey right now with these, these two devices, and maybe I'll get comfortable enough with the Huawei FreeClips where I don't feel like I need my Shokz anymore. But I really like this product. It's really good. Now let me say this in conclusion. I bought all of these products with my own money. Nobody has provided me anything or asked me to do a review or anything like this. I'm doing this for my friends or for people who see my channel, who just want to know about this, and for myself. I'm kind of summarizing. I may look back on this at some point and just want to know what I was thinking. So this is an honest review. I know there have been a lot of reviews out there for the Bose that say it's the greatest thing since sliced bread. I saw a couple of reviews though, which I give these folks credit. One guy said, no, this thing is just not getting it. And he pretty much had the same criticisms of the Bose that I did. I saw a few reviews of the Huawei FreeClips. Probably Not as many because it's not as available in the U.S. As the Bose is, but I saw some reviews on that, and I saw some very positive reviews, and I saw some other people who said on the few occasions where they used both, where they reviewed both, they liked the Huawei better than the Bose. And I saw some reviews comparing these other open ear devices, the Bose and the Huawei, to the Shokz. I forget what it's called, but they have an over-the-ear hook kind of device that goes. That's an air conduction, not a bone conduction device. It's their newest device. They were compared to these other two, to the Bose and the Huawei, but I didn't see these compared to those. And again, this has been my go-to, so it's natural that I would compare that with these two newer devices. So again, final verdict, for me, overall, I like this Huawei FreeClip's device. I like the way they looked. I like the way they sound. I like the way they operate so far. And I still like my Aftershokz, not Aftershokz, it's called Shokz now, Shokz Open Run Pro. I still love these devices. So these are going to be my two types of everyday open earphones. And the Bose, unfortunately, will be going back to Amazon tomorrow. There you have it. That's it. I hope this is helpful to any of you who are considering this type of device. Peace.